What's up, everybody? It's your girl Kanika Shanae, aka the Pretty Hustler, and today we got a specialty in hip hop episode with Mr. EJ the DJ.
What's happening? What up, though?
What you say? All of that? All of this. Gotta get ready. What's going on with you?
Oh man, everything is beautiful, man. It's hustling. It's making life come true. Dreams happen. I'm living it.
And how's that hustle been going during the pandemic so far?
Oh man, the pandemic actually helped me out a whole lot. It boosted my momentum. Boosted my confidence. I'm gonna realize you can do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it. Realizing balance is so important in life, and I feel like the pandemic sat my ass down. Sat me down to make me realize what's really going on, and you get to think, understand, and do over.
Very true. You get to do over a lot during the pandemic.
Yes.
What is one thing that you got an opportunity to do over?
Built a studio in my house.
Okay.
Yes, because I was always going so fast. Always wanted to look and do other stuff. I got a chance to sit back and understand. I had all the equipment, didn't know I had it, and then one day I just plugged in one thing, and as you know, I'm connected.
First of all, what was that one thing? Because you made it seem like it was easy.
It wasn't. It wasn't one thing. I had my DJ equipment. I had my laptop. Sorry, I had my desktop. I have a desktop Mac, and also have a mixer. So I put it all together. I plugged the mixer into the computer, the turntables into the mixer, and it all makes sense. And as you know, I was playing. I'm live. Cubase saved my life. Now we here.
So it wasn't just one plug.
It's kind of one plug because it was one plug next to the main plug, and the main plug bottom. That's the outlet. So now I'm here. It's just source of all energy.
So with that being said, that you have an in-home studio, you think that is better? Do you still get the same feel as if you had to go outsource to another studio?
Honestly, I don't like it because I'm by myself a lot. So sometimes it's like I'm my biggest hater is myself, because it's like I would think that it's not good, and then the world be like, yo, that shit is dope, and I'm like, for real? Because I always want to be the best on top of the best. So my problem is I always critique myself. I'm my hardest critic. Most of the time, I don't celebrate. I don't celebrate my small victories. I don't at all.
Why is that?
Because I'm never happy. I'm never satisfied. I feel like the moment you start celebrating, the moment you get complacent.
Okay. I can see it in that point of view, but you should definitely celebrate your small victories.
I'm learning that now, but I just feel like sometimes what happens is we get so excited with the small victories, and it's somebody that's working 10 times harder than us. Right. So that's why I feel like the moment I let up, like once you get on top of your game, everybody wants to get at you. So the moment you put your head down, somebody's coming to get your head. So you gotta keep your head up.
Very true. That's the point of being like the problem of being a king or being on top of your throne. Everybody's trying to take over your head.
Yes, that's important. So I think about that all the time. So my problem is like I keep going.
What's your biggest and smallest victory so far?
My biggest victory is DJing in Dubai.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like super dope. It was connected to a tour, so we ended in Dubai, and that was like phenomenal for me. This is DJ in a whole different culture, a whole place I never thought about going. Like the ideas, the people out there were just different.
Right.
The love was great. The energy was great. I met some great people, and just me DJing was like, wow, I made it this far in my career to actually DJ. I quit my job to go DJ, and look where it landed. Like people thought I wasn't gonna make it. Oh, you wildin', don't quit your job. You got a city job at that. I quit my city job to DJ, and look where I'm at in Dubai. So for me, it was like one of the biggest accomplishments. One of the smallest accomplishments, just being alive. When at a young age I'm black. Like I say small because a lot of people told us as black men we wasn't gonna amount to anything. When I was young, they always said, like, you're not gonna make it past 25. That's false. Like I'm living proof. Things like that is false. So I just want to show every black man or every young kids these days, like your dreams can come true, but you have to believe. It starts with you. So don't ever take anything for granted, but always keep your head up high no matter what.
Absolutely. So let's get back to this Dubai thing, right? You were saying how they show you so much love in a whole other country.
Yes.
Do you feel like that's true in the States? A lot of artists, DJs, they get a lot of love in different cities, different states, and they wish that their hometown, their peers would show them the same amount of appreciation.
I feel with that, a lot of people don't know you as a DJ, or know me as a DJ, so they don't want to accept me as a DJ. They know me from the little kid from playing in the sandbox. So it's hard for them to realize, like, hey, I'm somebody else. If I go to a different state, I'm easier to DJ. But if I stay in New York, I'm EJ. So people that don't know me for being a DJ and I transition, they know me now, but they don't take me as serious as I go to like Atlanta or Florida or Minnesota. Now I go over there, I'm easy to DJ. So my introduction is as a DJ. They treat me as a DJ. So yeah, it's definitely a big difference. And a lot of people nowadays, I feel like it's about bandwagon. Me, I'm not a bandwagon person. I believe in hard work is going to get me where I need to go.
Right.
I'm not going to chase nobody around. I'm going to let my hard work speak for itself.
Absolutely. Do you feel like your target audience is not really even your peers in the first place?
Nah.
So at the end of the day, you know, their opinion, it doesn't mean that it doesn't count or amount to something for you personally, but it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter in my opinion, because you know people gonna support it. It's like over 1 billion people in the world. If I'm worried about the 5 people that don't want to support me, hey, there's so many other people that will. Like that's the beautiful part about the internet. Like it's not like back in the days where everything was grassroots marketing and I had to go one-to-one.
And you had to, I was just having this conversation on a panel and they were talking about, you know, because I didn't get in this game, I was back in the day, you know, I'm like fairly new.
Okay.
So I didn't experience having to like slip DJs your record on the low or like record execs having to show up to I didn't experience it.
The only thing that I can say the difference between back in the days to now was relationships. You had to have a relationship. That was like so important.
Leads to my next question.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
No,
relationships is so important. Like you had to have a personal relationship. Like I could go over here and know this person. Like I wasn't playing your record if I didn't know you personally.
Right.
That would be a build up. Nowadays, you get an Instagram, you get a DM, play my music. Who are you? Like, can I get a conversation? Like, what's my favorite color? What cigar do I like? Like, you know, really get to know me. You know, when I first started, I was sitting Leo Cohen cigars. You know, like when I had artists I was working with, we was sitting Leo Cohen cigars, finding out what he likes. You know, like it thought that relationship is standing out above the rest. Nobody was actually doing that, and I don't feel like that happens no more. I feel like that essence is really important. Even today, like I'm gonna twist it. Social media is here. I can talk to 1,000 people at one time.
But fingertips, definitely.
But relationships are important. Like I will answer more people that say, "How was your day?" That's more important. I might be having a bad day. Right. You ask me how I'm doing, it makes me feel so much better. So it just all depends.
So the artist and DJ connection you feel like is lacking. Why do you? Other than the fact that you know, instant gratification is at their fingertips at this point. Other than that, what else do you think is a reason why? Fame
got so easy to get. It was harder before. Like you had to work. Like you had to really work. You had to go outside. You had to touch the babies. You had to hug people. You had to really put the work in. And now it's to the point where it's like, what you got to do? You put a picture up. And people like you. You buy the latest clothes. People like you. You know the full popping people that's around your neighborhood. If they support you, it's a go. Now you find some females that like you. They like your picture. They talk about you, it's a go. So it just knowing how to really market yourself. It's just so much formula to put together to make it make sense.
Yeah, it's all about like changing the public's perception of you.
Yes.
I was watching the Tekashi 69 documentary.
Yes.
And how
Hulu, correct?
Was it Hulu that I watched it on? No, they changed. They like switched it to like HBO something or whatever. So I was watching it and I was just like, yo, he really changed his perspective or everybody's perception of him.
He did.
Even though in reality he's a.
Listen, he did. Don't get it twisted. He did some things.
In reality, he did some real.
He did some things that I don't respect morally at all, in no course. But his marketing is phenomenal, and he used everything.
Oh my God! I learned so much from his marketing.
And that's my thing is, if you can't sit down and learn from what he's doing, you're a fool. Because it's not about what he did. What he did is what he did. I'm not in that life, so I could care less. Right. That's not me. But morally, I don't like what he did. But business-wise, if you understand what he's doing, he makes everything make sense for him. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you're an independent artist or a DJ, if you're in the marketing, you could take a play from his book. Don't take a play and do the things that's morally not wrong. I don't agree with that. But if you understand the business and what he's doing and how he's putting it together, a lot of stuff I don't agree with, but I can see why his marketing be so extensive. The way he do. I don't agree with it, but I like the way he marketed himself because he gets to the people.
No, I agree with you 100%. Like his marketing strategies were definitely on point.
Yes.
He pretty much knew his market, and well, he's young. You know, at the time that he was growing up, you know, internet was really popping off, Facebook was really popping off, and being viral was something that was like really important. So he did outrageous. It's very hard.
And he did some outrageous things. And I was like, damn, I would never do that. I would never do that. Just morally, things that's incorrect, I just wouldn't do. Like, just me personally, my morals, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't touch certain things. But I like what he's doing as far as the business wise. But a lot of stuff that he do today is very distasteful.
Yeah. What's your marketing strategy as a DJ?
I can't tell you that.
Don't give me the plug. Don't give me the plug. But like, for instance, what's something that you hone in on to put your work out there? What is like? Is it or a certain app that you use?
It's no certain app that I use. My thing is connections, relationships.
Okay.
I'm really big on relationships. I like to call people every day. I like to make phone calls. I love phone calls.
I believe
like,
you
my
because your assistant told me that.
Yeah, I just hate texting. Like
I do too.
My biggest thing is I want, what up? What's going on? How you feeling? So I want to hear your voice. I feel like it just seems more genuine because I feel like with texting things get lost.
Absolutely.
So I need to explain myself, and I'm very detailed with everything. Shout out to Yandy Smith too. She told me that. Always be detailed with everything.
Yes, definitely. Speaking of, shout out to Yandy Smith. Who are your influences in the DJ game so far?
A lot.
But you don't have to be a DJ. It could be anything.
I would definitely start off with Formats the Flex.
I
love the way he's do. I love the way he trash talk on the radio. He keep you engaged, make you want to hear what's next. DJ Clue, I had an opportunity to work with him, not personally, but work on Rockefeller when I first started. So that was like a stepping stone for me. Kid Capri, I love the way that he dates from the Bronx as well. Shout out to Kid Capri. Yandy Smith as well. I had a chance to work with her at Warner Brothers Music Groups. I learned a lot of the business savvy that I am today, where I learned how to answer the phone, talk on the phone, make phone calls. The little things that we take for granted is so important in this business right now because you'd be surprised what a phone call can do for you. Because a text sometimes get lost in the sauce. But if you pick the phone up at the right time, a person going to talk to you, especially if a person want to talk, they don't want to talk.
Yeah.
If you let a person talk long enough, they reveal everything you need to know.
Absolutely. That's why I'm listening to you. You're right.
Little things like that I learned, but my main thing is just networking. I think networking is ideal and talk to many people as possible. I think if you could do that, I think you'll be above the rest.
Right. You worked with a lot of people. If you could take like every message that you possibly received from each influential person in your life and just tie it into one, what would it be? Integrity in your business, because that's super important. You can't do nothing without integrity. Be a man of your word. Like I always told, say what you mean and mean what you say, because that's something you can't take back. People respect you based on your word, and a lot of people in the industry is flip-sided. So you got to be careful who you deal with, because integrity is super big. If you don't have that values and morals, you get lost on the sauce, and it's easy for somebody to manipulate you. Yeah.
So like me, I'm really big on when I start with a team, I want to finish with them at the finish line, because there's nothing worse than being with people that you don't know. Because what's like making it somewhere and you looking around with everybody that you don't know?
Like who are these
people? And then on top of that, people come yes men because they want jobs.
Yes.
They're not being with you. I need people that's gonna tell me, I don't give a fuck if we had, I don't care if we had $100 million. So they're telling me, yo, bro, what's wrong?
Yeah,
he was
absolutely.
wrong. I need to hear that because I'm human. I make mistakes. But if nobody's telling me I'm wrong, I know I can't be right all the time. That's impossible.
Was there ever a time where your integrity was possibly tested?
Yeah, a lot of times.
A lot of
times. But
how did you handle it?
You just gotta stay 10 toes down and know who you are and what's the ultimate goal. And I realized, I stuck with a lot of people coming up, and I stuck with them for a long time because I realized it made more sense. Sometimes it's like I could jump ship and go to the bigger boat, whereas the bigger boat really cruising.
Bars. Wait, those were bars. Is the bigger boat really cruising? Okay.
That's the thing. So it's all how you look at things. I'm really like serious about like my business.
Right.
So
How do you pick your team, your staff members?
I don't pick a team. They pick me.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't pick regulars. You can't.
Okay.
It's impossible. If you try to look for something, you would never find it.
You're right.
You would never find anything you're looking for. You gotta let it come to you. The manifestation and working hard, let it come to you. Because if I'm working hard every day over at my jump shot, and the right coach see me, I like what you're doing. I want to bring you on. I see something in you. I want to bring you on. Like anybody I ever met always told me, I see something in you. I would love to work with a big DJ. I feel like I'm big myself, but I would love to work with a big DJ. But I never had the opportunity because anybody I work with always said, "I see something in you. I want to work with you,
right?
And I want to mold you to something bigger and better." Like I'm not gonna call every DJ. A few DJs that I have worked with in the past, and I appreciate them, but I'm not gonna call you one day. If you say I like what you're doing, I'm gonna bring you a part of the situation. I'm gonna come on. I'm gonna listen and pay attention. But if you feel like you don't want to, it's cool. Most of the time, people feel like I'm a threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you feel?
Because I'm gonna tell you a person, if I say it, I mean it, and I mean it, I mean it. It's like,
oh my God, I feel like I'm in a movie and get rich and die trying.
Yeah.
Say it again.
I mean it.
I mean it.
Listen, if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real. And I really meant that. Like I got a book that I manifest. Everything that I'm doing today, I wrote this book maybe like 7 to 10 years ago.
Okay.
And everything that I talked about in the book that I wrote down, my ideas and my plans, I'm doing it right now.
How is that? How do you wait? So wait, 10 years ago, you wrote down all your ideas, and then to follow up throughout the years, how did you do that?
I didn't know I was following up. I didn't know. I just found my book recently.
Oh wow!
And I just realized I was doing this.
Did you just stick to a certain routine from the time that you wrote it till now?
Nah, I just always wanted to be in the music industry. I always wanted to be around. I started at Rockefeller, Vibe Magazine, Warner Brothers Music Groups, had independent companies working with, didn't know what I wanted to do, worked with record companies, I was pushing records, just wanted to be around. I was a big ticket every day. I went up to some park and at Power 105. I didn't have no idea what I wanted to do. Fast forward today, I'm on TV. I'm on radio, and I was doing like my own YouTube shows.
Right.
So like everything that he showed me at that time, I'm doing today. Didn't have a clue. Like I was just there, just being there. Didn't know what I wanted to do, and now I'm like, wow, I was really here, but not paying attention. This matters if I paid attention to more details where I'd have been. But it's cool because God has a plan, and I recognize what happened and where I was at, and now I know exactly where I'm going.
Yeah, it's all about timing, really.
Yes.
Do you feel like the opportunities that you were presented back then are not really presented now for up and coming DJs?
I don't want to say that because I feel like back then I wasn't ready. So the opportunity would have came and it would have left faster. The faster I got it, the faster it left. Because I wasn't ready. I was still young. I was still immature. I loved the females. I was just young and reckless. And I feel like at that time wasn't right. Now today, my business is on point.
Right.
I'm good with everything, so I don't worry about anything.
So somebody like yourself, or like you were when you were younger, who's up and coming in a DJ, and they want to, experience the same things that you experienced, have the same business lessons that you got. Do you feel like it's easier for them to have access to that?
Yeah, definitely. No, listen, nobody wanted to teach me on how to DJ. I told myself, listen. I bought my first equipment was a Newmark NS7 if I'm not mistaken. I didn't know what I was doing. I just bought it. My first gig was like $100 for like 8 hours. Okay. I just sold myself short. I was happy to get a gig. I did my thing. I just rocked out. Didn't know what I was doing, but I just knew the hot songs. And then I went home, got on YouTube, and I played with YouTube every day. I watch YouTube, and watch YouTube.
YouTube University.
Yeah. Only person that helped me was the DJ Queen of Spades. Shout out to DJ Queen of Spades.
Shout out to
like
DJ
real
Queen of
shit.
Spades.
Like she's the only one that was like, yo, I like what you're doing. Help me out, put me on the game, show me how to mix, show me really how to put this together. A lot of people that I wanted to learn how to DJ with, they cut me out. It was cool. I didn't take it personally. I just kept going my things, going to a lot of gigs and showed me the ropes, and I'm here today. So there's only a handful of DJs that I really, really respect. DJ Queen of Spade from New York City is one of them. Heavy respect for her. Always showed me a lot of love. DJ E-Class. A lot of other DJs was just like, yo, I'm cool with them, but nobody really showed me love. They just be like, okay, cool, like you're around and it's cool, but I don't hold no grudges. Like it's nothing personal to none of them because like that's not their lane, that's not my path. And the right people helped me out, and them two DJs one of the few that I really recognize that I appreciate. My boy DJ Hot Rod, he definitely helped me down. DJ from the Bronx.
Yeah.
No, he's from the Bronx.
DJ Hot Rod?
Yeah, another DJ Hot Rod from the Bronx.
Is 2 DJ Hot Rods?
Yeah.
Y'all need to come together.
Yeah. It was a few DJs that really gave me an opportunity. DJ Hot Rod didn't want to give me an opportunity to let me rock out in the club and give me that first opportunity when I was really eager to learn. You know what I'm saying? Like I really appreciate that. A lot of DJs was curving me like, oh, you DJ? Cool. Word. But it's not the DJs that helped me out, but those like the main 3 that I really like gave me the opportunity to put me in the club scene, to say, look, here you go. And from there, I've been excelling and I've been learning.
Right. So do you feel like now, the DJ community is not as tight-knit as it was when you started coming up? And like, how do you feel, or how do you think that they can change that?
I don't think that it's not tight-knit. I think that DJing became easier. And I think that
yeah,
a lot of DJs that were DJing all their life feel more like a void because it got so easier. Because a lot of DJs had to carry crates. You know what I'm saying? They had to carry crates. They had to really, you had to really be invested into this craft. DJing is not something that you just pick up a laptop. Like, you got to really have time invested. I've never carried crates, but what I do, I download a lot of music. So I'm in different websites, I'm reading who's hot, I'm reading who's next on the blogs. It's not the same, but I would say it's equivalent in my opinion. Because I would never want to take away from a DJ that I've been doing it for a long time. Mm-hmm. And I tilt my hat up to any DJs that was doing it since the 80s, the 90s, like really pushing and really making it a way, because I appreciate you. Like, I'm gonna tell you, as the DJ, I give you your flowers, because without y'all doing this, I wouldn't be doing this today. I fell in love with the music, I fell in love with DJing, and I don't know where I'll be without DJing.
Absolutely. Giving somebody their flowers is very important.
Yes.
I feel like nowadays people are not humble enough.
Yes.
That it's kind of like, all right, you DJed back in the 80s, but I'm here now.
Yeah.
I'm popping.
Yeah.
Like, the DJs like, like Drewski coming up, and, everybody else is kind of like on the wayside, but they used to be really hot in the community.
That's the thing, and I think that people don't realize that build up is like, you really gotta work. Like, I didn't been DJing events where nobody came when I first started. Nobody came, and I could have got discouraged. Well, I had like one person in the crowd just dancing. It motivated me, and you gotta keep going. Like, it's one of those situations where learning how to DJ is like knowing when to play the hot music. Because because you're a DJ, I mean you gotta play all the new music in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Know when to play the music. That's another thing. Know how to build the crowd up, build the momentum up. There's all levels to that. That's super important.
I don't want you to give away your tips, but how do you how you build the crowd up?
Reading the crowd.
Okay.
That's something a lot of DJs don't do nowadays. They don't read the crowd. They don't know how to read the crowd. That's hard. Mm-hmm. Because I done been to a corporate event thinking they want to hear pop and they want to hear trap. I done been to hood events where they want to hear pop. So you gotta know how to read the crowd, because just because everybody's corporate don't mean that they want to hear pop. Just someday they ain't corporate, they want to be ratchet too.
Yeah.
So, girls love ratchet music.
So absolutely.
You gotta know how to turn it up. You gotta know what ratchet songs to play.
Yeah.
It's like going to Atlanta. It's like going the down south, knowing what songs to play, what songs was hitting. Like, I knew about Throw Baby before Throw Baby was Throw Baby today, because I had contacts in Atlanta. So you gotta know how to like work them angles and know who's doing what. Right. And I've been learning that, so that's been keeping me up above water of networking across the board. Like, I have DJs that I connect with that's in Denver. I got DJs that connect with that's in Florida. It's just all across the board. You gotta have an open eye to what's going on.
Absolutely. Well, you've been in media since before we started blogging and vlogging. Do you feel like that there's a big difference into where like the Vibe magazine was in our time, and let's say Hip Hop DX?
Well, when I say with Vibe magazine, it was journalism.
Cause that was my favorite. To this day, I still want to work for Vibe magazine.
Yes, because
it's journalism. It's real journalism. Nowadays is opinions. So we got journalism versus opinions, and everybody has an opinion. So the question is, what do you believe? Opinion, or do you believe somebody that's really working and doing the research? Because that's what it really counts. Because back in the days, you had people like really studying the story, where you had an artist, you sit with the artist, you follow the artist. You overstand the artist, you really getting everything from the artist. Now you look online, you hear somebody say the artist is doing this, and you run with the story, you tell your opinion, people will listen to you because it's the World Wide Web. So it's simple. So that's just my take on it. I just feel like journalism had got slowed down and opinions widen up. Do you feel like there's still a chance for it to come back?
Definitely, definitely, because people do read, and that's important to read to know your facts. Yeah. Because like my thing is, I'm not arguing an opinion, I'm arguing facts. Mm-hmm. So if you can't show me exactly where you got it from to actually make valid points, then what's the purpose? What
was something that Vibe magazine actually told you or taught you, in media?
A lot. Shout out to Carla Raffit, Fred Jackson, Damian Lemon. What they taught me a lot. To be aggressive, to know your market, to connect with everybody, to be a sharp really, because in the magazine business, you got to know your demographics. What I did was I worked in the artist relations and marketing department.
Yes.
So artist relations and marketing dealt with a lot of events. So we did Artists on the Verge. We did our showcases. So we were doing showcases with like Ciara, Sleepy Brown, artists before they was artists today. I had a chance to work the second annual Vibe Awards in LA. I was actually there when everything broke out. I was there. We did the Quincy Jones Awards when Chris Lady got nominated and got arrested. So it was just so much dope stuff that was happening, and I realized one thing for sure, two things for certain: you always got to be on point. You always got to be on point. Think fast on your feet, because in a minute, if something goes wrong and you have nothing to answer for, you liable. So that's one thing I always learned. Always take liability and always be on point. Think on your feet. Mm-hmm. Don't be scared to make the wrong decision, but be ready to make the right decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. You can make wrong decisions and still bounce back from it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, make the wrong decisions, but know how to bounce back from it and be on point. See, that's the thing. A lot of people don't think on their feet. Mm-hmm. Because when things don't go right, the first thing you do is, oh my God, what's next?
Right.
No, you cannot do that.
I'm not gonna lie, I have my panic moments, but then I think about it and I'll be like, damn, you can't panic, you gotta stay
can't panic.
straight.
You can't panic because the moment you panic, if somebody else is looking at you, if she messing up, I'm coming for your spots. You gotta be sharp. And that's what separates the sharks from the guppies.
Yeah, definitely. You're a big influential person in your community. What makes you want to, help and give back to your community?
I just feel like, when I was growing up, the drug dealers was like super cool. Like for real.
Yeah, the drug dealers were better than the movie stars. They were more famous than the rappers and the movie stars.
So you see this dude come up, new Benz, new clothes, pretty girls, new bikes. I don't want that life. Money all the time, sending young dudes to the store. So it was like, yo, that's cool, but then you look at drug dealers now, it was like, yo, it was cool because we didn't know no better. Now it's like, oh wait, what's next? So me personally, it's like I want to show kids like, yo, there's more to life than just selling drugs. There's more to life than doing negative. Like you could be influencing your community, help people out, and still grow. Mm-hmm. And that's what I realized. I just had a chance to see life from a different point of view. I think me going to LA at an early age, I didn't know what LA was. When I was going to LA, when it was safe to go to LA, it wasn't cool to go to LA. That's when the gang stuff was happening. It wasn't cool to go out.
I'm still a little scared.
Yeah.
I ain't never been.
It's not bad. They welcome in. What they do in LA is what they do in LA. LA got their own community issues. Mm-hmm. So they got their own problems. They don't evolve outside of in community stuff. As long as you stay out of the community. You stay out their way, you stay out their way, they stay out your way. Shout out to all my West Coast homies out there. Like I love the West Coast. Like it's real cool. Everybody's real subtle, very respectful, but they got their own situations going on. But like I'm learning like, wow, I was used to seeing everybody on the four corners doing illegal activities and getting jammed up. Yeah. Now I'm seeing bigger stuff. I'm in Santa Monica eating food, eating ice cream, learning different styles, meeting different people. So my mindset is like, wow, it's more than these four corners. So I got an opportunity. If I hang out with these dudes and do the wrong shit, if I do the wrong things, I could end up in jail or dead. Or if I chase my dream, I could get something that I've never seen before. Right. So I started chasing my dream, and the reward was bigger. And I was like, I'm thankful. I lost a lot of friends that's in jail or passed away. They didn't even see it because they were doing what they do. Circumstances happen to everybody. Mm-hmm. I'm not judging nobody. Things do happen. But for me, it was like, I gotta make a stance for myself. I want more for my life. So for me, it's about legacy. Like I'm working hard for legacy. Like I'm not focused on having 1,000 females. I'm not focused on doing the wrong stuff. I'm focused on legacy. My last name means so much to me.
Okay. How do you teach that importance to the youth nowadays?
Just one. You know what I'm saying? That's something you gotta just see within yourself. All I could just show them is like, it's other opportunities. Like I'm just showing them like there's more to life than just what you see on TV. There's more than the basketball. Like I always said, if I was smarter, I'd have been a lawyer. I'd have been a lawyer.
No, not
like
I
still
think about it.
Yeah, like I always thought about going to law school and being a lawyer because there's so much laws out here, so much stuff that we need help in the community. Just being black and brown, it's so powerful. And I didn't realize who I was until I got older and realized the power we had. Like being a melanated person is just like super, super, super powerful in my book. Mm-hmm. And I want to let people know like, yo, you have opportunities to grow if you believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. It's still not late. It's not too late to go back to school and become a lawyer. I would like to do that as well.
Kim just did it. Kim Kardashian just did it.
Yeah. And she
I don't know what she did, but she made it. She made it happen.
She up there.
She made it happen.
So you feel like that there's a of importance in education.
Definitely important in education. This is my thing. I do feel like educating is important, but I do feel like traits is good as well, like a trade school.
Yes.
Because sometimes it depends. Know what you want. Don't go to college not knowing. A lot of people go to college, they're undecided, they going because their parents made them go. Go because you want to go. Because a lot of people that are successful hire everybody. A lot of people who hire people that
That's it.
graduates.
Like, I don't know, I didn't go to school, I didn't do any of this, but I have an idea and I know what I want done, and that's why you're here for.
Exactly.
Because you know how to do it.
I had an idea, I did some illegal activities, I was smart enough to get some money. Now I'm gonna hire you, and you work with me. So it's just how you look at certain things, and I'm realizing that now. It's like, college is very important because I learned how to be social. That's what I learned from college. How to be social. I learned how to read better. I understand people, and I learned how to like really relate and network. So there's a lot of stuff that I learned in college that I probably won't learn in the streets, but the streets helped me out as well because it taught me a whole bunch of everything.
Right. I can say that education is very important.
Super important.
College, you know, like if you. To me personally, if you haven't gotten the networking or the social aspect down from when you were in high school, it's going to be super hard for you as an adult in your adult life. So, I mean, going to college and spending your money for that is kind of like, don't even waste your time, you know?
Right.
But education-wise, I feel like, you know, you can get that same education, if not better, by just self-teaching yourself and learning. YouTube University is everybody's best friend. Google has been everybody's best friend for decades.
Yes, you could make a lot of money with this YouTube and Amazon, not YouTube. This YouTube period. It's Google YouTube.
University.
YouTube University.
Money, okay. What's next for you in your scheme of things for 2021?
I'm working on my press run right now. Shout out to the media publications I'll be touching. Shout out to you. I got a clothing brand I'm working on called the Shark Attack Apparel. You know, I'm a shark.
Got some merch?
Yeah, my brother got it behind the scenes. He got the shark.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
brother, you should be on camera and show the merch. Right quick, in 2 seconds. Let me see.
It's the E-Shark.
Yes.
So you see the brand. I'm working on that.
I like the color.
Yeah, thank you. So we got hoodies, we got shirts, we got some more merchandise coming out. I'm building a brand across the board, letting people know, like, you know, I'm a shark on land, and you gotta be aggressive in this world. Because if you're not aggressive, you don't get that far.
Right.
You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta be a shark in the water. And when sharks come around, everybody leave. So you gotta be that one that everybody's gonna look at and say, okay, he's the big boss in charge. So that's how I look at myself as a shark. So
okay.
you know that
You've mentioned shark several times in this interview.
See, the reason why I like shark is I'm a Cancer, so I'm a water sign. So by me,
I swear I got Leo from you.
For real?
Automatically.
Yeah.
But you're a Cancer.
Yeah, I'm a Cancer.
All right, I was close.
No, you close because my reflection is of a Leo, so you know that's why I say, like, as I'm moving and grooving through the city, I'm just propelling to see what's next. My brother, he's a Leo. Shout out to the Leos too. I'm just working on the ejaythedj, the brand, making myself more clear of how I like put things together. My business, working on that, making sure my credit is straight on my business credit, and that's important. Looking at this.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes.
First of all, sorry to cut you off. Thank you for saying that because like a lot of people just like, yeah, I'm just working on my business, I'm stacking, you know, I'm getting to the money or what. But how are you getting to the money? Can you teach somebody how to get into the money? You're bringing up something that a lot of people in the industry, a lot of people in the industry don't bring this up because it's like, yes, you get into the bag, you make it moves, but where's this money coming from?
Where's the money coming from?
How did you get the grant? How did you get the loan? How did you get the business credit? Where did you apply for your LLC at? Are you trademarked? So many different aspects that you need to bring up in this industry, and honestly, it's bad.
There's so much people out here that are willing to help you.
Just gotta ask.
You gotta ask.
Yeah.
I started with a company called Start Small Think Big. They helped me get everything together. I own my name, ejaythedj. I trademark.
Nice.
You look it up in the U.S. patent. I own that. I actually got my LLC. I did it myself. I learned how to do that. I have a corporate account as well. Shout out to bricks.com, BREX.com. It's a company that helped me get corporate card. I had a corporate account. Nice. So I'm learning how to build business credit so to keep my name substantially going. There's so much in the business world. If you ever want to learn more, hit me up. I can definitely plug you in the right stuff. But
I'm gonna listen. listen, we're gonna talk because I'm definitely running this panel with, and that I want to help artists, not just artists, but creatives in general, get the tools and the information that they need. Not just about, you know, how to submit your music and, you know, how to mix your stuff. Like, I want that type of information to be given to them.
That's the thing I always tell artists all the time is send me music. Send me music that actually makes sense. Don't send me music that's for your block. Send me music that's for the radio. You know? And you know, I get a lot of artists that say, I don't have clean music.
Why?
And I say, I'm on Fubu Radio.
Yeah.
I'm on a big platform. Why not you want to send me clean music? I could play your music if it's good. A lot of artists don't own their portals. You gotta own everything. Your ASCAP, your RSC codes, or your codes to make you your money. You make sure you register everywhere. Make sure you know how to get your music to the right publications. Like stuff like that, these artists don't know. You're having an EPK. You know, having your bio, like it's a smaller detail, having a professional.
And don't hire a manager that doesn't know what an EPK or a bio is.
See, I just feel like they
I just have to throw that out there because I get stressed.
and I'm gonna tell you person respectfully, I delete emails. I get emails with just a song. I don't know who you are, it's not labeled, delete. Because I don't feel like I got the energy of trying to figure out who you are. So I always tell artists, make sure you do a mini bio, your email, I would say a service pack, DJ service pack, clean music, dirty music, 8-bar intro if you have it, and a drop. You know, I like
definitely
drops.
A drop.
If you send me a drop, I might listen to your music even more because now you shouted me out, and I want to let people know that I got a song that I really believe in, and I want to let everybody know that this person rocks with me, and I'm playing the song. So it's just little tidbits that I'm learning, and I want artists to understand. Like
they're little, but they're a lot.
Yes.
Because there's so many people that are trying to, or I guess in transition from making their artistry a hobby into a career.
Yes.
And they don't have the tools to do so.
Yes.
Or nobody taught them, you know,
Agreed.
how to, they taught them like the basics,
Yes.
you know, make sure you have your BMI and things like that. But like it's more to it.
And you know what I realized is the label's fault. So what happens is if you don't know what you're doing, I can control you by your actions. And I believe that. So it's like if you don't know what you're gonna get, you gotta come to me. So our labels will give you a big advance. They'll give you X amount of dollars. Okay, cool. And now you take the money. But you didn't realize that you got so much information that you didn't cover yourself. The label does that. So the money they gave you was a one-time fee. You get $1 million. Okay, cool. Now you're gonna make 10 million. Now they make 10 million off you. You got 1 million. That's not even.
That's not even even.
That's not even even. But you don't know no better because you was happy to get a record deal and you could do this yourself because you got the internet.
Yeah.
So I'm working on my own album and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's called I Declare War. So I'm working on that.
Okay.
We putting that together right now.
You also talking about your mixtape.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing a mixtape right now. Shout out to the Dalfeet Entertainment from Chicago. My man John. He got an artist compilation. I'm hosting that as well. I got a few playlists I'm working on too. That'll be like artists that I like, and I'm working on my own like studio recorded album. So I'm going to studio with some artists that I actually like personally. We're gonna put it together, do a split sheet. We're gonna organize it from front to back, and we're gonna do videos behind it. We're gonna go out and let people know that I'm here, and if you don't like me, that's your issue, and we're gonna play because I got my shit together.
That's what's up. Yes, I like that. I like that.
We're coming. So that's the 2021 spill. We just getting started on the E experience as well. That's gonna be like some of my events. Seeing the party life or my life through my eyes. Because I went to Dubai, I didn't take no pictures or videos. I was just like, I was having
so now you're
fun.
going to be actually recording your time.
Because everybody asked me like, yo, how was Dubai? Yo, I had
that's
amazing time.
Seeing as though you're somebody that came from an age that didn't do that, maybe sparingly, you know, at big events, they recorded. But now the DJs, like the younger DJs that are really getting out there, like because they have the big effects on the stage and they videotaped all of that. 1 minute clipped everything.
That's important.
So now it's like you gotta tap into that.
Yeah, I didn't do that at one time because I was like in my private life. Everybody's calling me like, yo, you travel so much. Oh, I'm not seeing nothing. I mean, so many phone calls like, what? They was like, yo, my people's call me all the time. It's like, yo, bro, so doing some videos. But what happened? How was it? Yo, I had fun. But what else? I had fun. So now I'm like, okay, I got too many phone calls, and I'm like, okay, so now it's time to show people my life. through my eyes.
Good, good.
The experience.
Good. I like that. I like that. And that's gonna be featured on where? YouTube. We're gonna find
Everywhere.
everywhere.
It's just gonna be something like the fun. Just showing people I have fun. I'm in a lot of exclusive things and I'm having fun. And hang out with me is cool. And I'm not knocking nobody else, but when you hang out with me, you're gonna see fun. It's just experience. I want to give people experience because everybody have fun. But how often you had experience?
Yeah. Speaking of that, what's your turn down time like? Like, how do you have fun?
I go fishing.
Really?
I go fishing.
I can't even imagine that.
I go fishing. I love fishing. I love fishing.
Really?
That's my thing. Listen, I go to the boat. I go into the water. I go to a spot in Long Island called Point Lookout. It's called the Super
I love Point Lookout.
Point Lookout. It's called the Super Hawk.
Yeah, I know.
I go fishing over there. Porgy, sea bass. I'm faithfully there. I have fun. I love fishing. Fishing is my thing.
Okay.
So when I have a long day, I'm going to the water. I'm going to the water. Only thing I haven't done yet, I want to go to Alaska very soon. I want to go ice fishing. I just don't know if I want to go for the whole weekend or I want to go for a week. I'm just still undecided. I want to go fishing in Iceland. I went to DR at one time to fishing for Maui. Oh boy, yo!
And these are the things that you're gonna be that you experience.
Shouts to my brother, shouts to my brother Tom. Me and Tom was in DR. We was out there fishing. And the experience was crazy because we went fishing, and I mean we went fishing. Mm-hmm. Like I fish all the time, right. But we went fishing. We was talking. Like an hour went by, another hour went by, another hour went by. We still going. I'm like, bro, I don't see nothing. I don't know if something happened. I don't know how to get back. Right? Next thing you know, I fish. So the boat stopped. The water. So literally, how we sitting? Yeah. The water is like splashing on both sides. There's one dude right here with his hands on my shoulder, another dude right here with his hands on my shoulder, and we like this, pulling the fish up. The fish jumps out the water. I'm like,
it's big?
Big. I'm not like this big.
Really?
I'm excited now. I'm excited. Man, I'm excited. I'm throwing up.
And you throwing up? Oh my God.
Because I'm a little nervous. The water is like this. The water is like this. I mean seasick. Mm-hmm. I pull a fish in. The fish like this big. It says a baby. I said, baby? My arms was hurting. His arms was hurting. We both have a good time. We both got one fish apiece that time. And then another time I went out there, they caught a marlin.
Okay.
I wasn't on that boat when they caught the marlin. I was disappointed because I want to catch a marlin. The marlin that they caught was 400 pounds.
Wow.
I really want to catch a marlin. Mm-hmm. Like I was I'm debating right now doing the trip to Loon just to go fishing and for marlin. They got these big boats, very expensive. But they go for marlin. When I say they can wreck it marlins, whoo. The goal right now is to get a big house. And I'm gonna mount my fish. I'm gonna catch fish.
I cannot picture you mounting fish.
Like I love that.
I can't picture you mounting your fish, EJ.
No.
I don't know, bro. Like
a marlin. Imagine having a big marlin. Like that's right there is like the ultimate thing. I love hunting. Hunting is like my thing too.
Okay.
Like I love hunting. Like I love the
outdoors.
outdoors.
You do not belong in New York. Why are you here? What's going on here?
Yeah, I love this shit.
Go back to the country.
Fishing and hunting is my thing. Hunting is just another level of. I feel like how people like meditating. First of all, you wake up early in the morning. You gotta buy unscented soap, unscented deodorant, everything unscented. And then it's like you gotta buy like some deer. Like you go for deer in the box. You gotta buy some like deer urine, wipe it on you a little bit.
What?
Yeah, it's like deer urine.
Why would you do?
It said that because
this interview is taking a time.
Let me tell you
Why would you do that?
Because you hunting. Remember the deer smell is like at 100-mile radius is like super sensitive. Okay. So you want to be in it, and you want them to be close enough to you where they feel comfortable and safe. If
it's like luring them in.
You gotta lure them in. Okay. So if you breathe too hard, if they smell your whiff, they jump up, then they run. You want to be close enough where you get that good shot. And I love venison. I'm not really a big fan of red meat because everything is processed right now. Mm-hmm. Like the seafood, I love fishing. So if I can go hunting all day and catch my own red meat, the red meat that I'm catching, I'm hunting for, it will take. If you look at that, look at beef. Completely different, fresh. They eat up the land, so they're taking care of themselves. It's really good. If you ever take get venison, I know upstate New York they have venison, and some meat markets have venison. That's deer meat. That's really delicious.
I love deer.
He did tea.
What?
That's what
I love tea.
that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's
I
really
went
good.
to Philadelphia. To
See,
get
that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I love it, because I know I'm catching fresh food. Like I like gardening as well. Like my grandmother had a garden, so I learned a little bit from her. I didn't really pay too much attention, but she had a pear tree. So everyone that knows down south, every time I brush my face, brush my teeth and all that, I go get a pear freshly from the earth. So everything was fresh.
Nice.
So like I appreciate the earth. So like I always say, I gotta get out of New York, because I'm not living right. Like going to the supermarket is goofy to me. Like I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
You can do a little gardening out here. All you need is a box. And that you can build. It's actually very easy.
I thought about that.
I just never do it.
I just don't trust the seeds. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me.
Down your tinfoil hat. I see. You don't trust the seeds. You don't trust the supermarket.
Listen.
Do you trust the sneaker stores?
Listen. That's a different conversation. We can talk about that too. Listen. I got some situations get situated. I just don't trust.
I feel you.
But you gotta be careful, because everything is like it's about money in the United States. So I feel like the United States is the matrix. So if you get caught in the matrix, you're gonna be in that matrix. I don't want to be caught in the matrix. I want to live a healthy, happy, prosperous life.
Yeah, I feel you. So before we go out of here, tell everybody what you got going on in the exercise and mixtape you have going on right now. You got the E-Experience. What else you got? Any shows coming up?
Catch me on Fubu Radio. Shout out to my Fubu Radio family. Appreciate them. Keith, Demetrius, shout out to the DJs over there holding it down. I'm also the music director for Fubu Radio, so working on that. Just building the EJ brand, the E-Experience. More to come. That website will be ejaythedj.com. I ain't gonna release that yet, but we working on something right now that's real spicy. We're gonna shake it up. I'm gonna shake the world up and let people know. I say by next week, the ejaythedj.com will be like officially up and running. It's running now. We got some. We cranking it up. So
that's all it takes.
We put some hydraulics on it right now. So we're gonna spice it up and make it good. But other than that, I'm outside, so just just building the brand and making everything grow. Shout out to you for having me the opportunity.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Definitely thank you.
This was dope.
Yeah.
I learned a lot, and you're actually a vibe. Listen.
Yeah. And what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a little fishing real soon. We're gonna bring on this boat.
No, and I live in Long Island, right? So Point Lookout is not too far from me.
Okay, perfect.
I love Point Lookout.
Yeah.
I actually drive up there just to like.
Perfect. So it's the fishing boat called the Super Hook. I'm not sure what side it's on, but I just know it's like a fishing area. It's like a little small town. I think over the bridge before you go to Jones Beach.
Yes, that little. It's like a little section.
Section over there. So I go fishing over there. The water over there is the ocean. So I believe it runs into the Atlantic, if I'm not mistaken. I would like to go towards Montauk. That's my next step.
Yeah, that's not far.
It's not far, but it's like 4 or 5 hours. So it's all the way up.
Yeah.
So that's the overnight trip, hotel trip, because I need to spend the night, take my time, sleep, because it's a ride. Because fish all day, then drive back for 4 hours. I'll be in somewhere that's sleeping, so I don't want to go there.
And that's really the end of when you drive, that's the end of the island, and you're looking like.
That's some fishing out there.
This is scary.
You might catch a shark out there. So if I catch a shark out there, yes, I'm good.
You can put a shark up on the wall.
Listen, I need them teeth, them jaws. No, seriously, them jaws. That's a record right there. Imagine having some jaws. You walk in, you see, you say, I caught that. Nah, that's it. That's me.
Thank you so much, EJ the DJ here. Okay, this was a vibe. This is another Tea and Hip Hop interview. We're out. Peace.